Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's Always Sunny in Hollywood, the movie podcast that appeals to nobody. Though I'm pretty sure even Bob Odenkirk's character would take one listen to this and think, what the hell? So, we don't even appeal to nobody.
They're using Audacity for audio
Oh,
waves, damn it. It's not original.
okay.
Anyway, my name is Patrick, one of your hosts, and along with me are. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Red Drum Arts. Okay, and that's it.
I'm Lugia, and what would my nobody be named?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
Yes, so, as per usual with this podcast, we start by talking about some entertainment news, and...
Oh, wait, I got it.
What?
My nobody would be called Coxus.
So anyway, earlier this week, Sega recently filed a trademark for Sonic Frontiers, and many suspect that that will be the name of the upcoming Sonic game. There were rumors originally it would be called Sonic Rangers, but I guess we're in for Sonic Frontiers instead. Not gonna lie, I kind of like the Sonic Rangers name a little more, but we don't even have confirmation if this is what it's going to be called.
Sonic Rangers just kind of makes it sound like a spin-off. I mean, I have Pokemon Rangers on the mind, so I was thinking it's going to be something like that, but
I don't know.
I feel like
Yeah.
Frontiers is more...
Sounds gonna run around
It
in a
sounds
circle.
more mainline.
We'll find out. I'm sure we'll get more information about the game eventually. But anyway, moving on. Here's something a little funny I found. So last week, we talked about how they had found their two main leads for the adaptation of Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this week, there is a petition on change.org to keep James Corden out of the movie.
Oh yeah.
I keep
I
seeing
just-
that man everywhere.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm a bit tired of seeing James Corden in like everything.
I'm not a big fan of James Corden.
And
so-
neither am
Nor
I.
am I. I
like,
guess
He
it's
also
cool
kinda
that he's
doesn't
still
seem
getting
like-
work. It's just like, chill, man.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want him to have work. It's just
Oh no,
He
I
is
don't want him to have work.
everywhere.
I want to make it very clear. I want James Corden to be unemployed.
like I get it, but he was in the film adaptation of Into the Woods, The Prom, Cats. Like as a performer, like speaking as a performer, like I get it, but you don't need to do every musical under the sun.
He's like the only late night talk show host I know who does other shit besides their talk show.
People are making it pretty clear. Yeah, we don't want James Corden in Wicked. Keep him away from Wicked.
Yeah.
But speaking of Wicked, that will be directed by John M. Chu. And recently, just a few days ago, John M. Chu signed on to direct the film adaptation of Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go, which is interesting.
Oh boy, another modern Dr. Seuss film.
No, I find it interesting. I find this interesting for a few reasons. One, this film is being produced by J.J. Abrams.
That does not give me more confidence for it.
No. I mean, it's weird because this is a movie directed by the director of Crazy Rich Asians and In the Heights, directed by the guy behind the recent Star Trek and Star Wars movies, based on a Dr. Seuss book. That is a weird combination. And also, if memory serves, Oh, the Places You'll Go didn't really have a plot.
Yeah, but
Some of
it
the
was
Dr.
just-
Seuss books kind of blend in my mind. I
And
mean,
this is just
obviously,
like-
I know what Green Eggs and Ham is about. Horton Hears a Who.
mhm.
Hop
Yeah, but-
on Pop.
Oh, Hop on Pop. That needs
Which-
to get a cinematic retell.
Which, yes, Hop on Pop, which warns about the dangers of pop hopping.
Yeah, we can do one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, and then we get Jay-Z to do the soundtrack
Oh, the Places You'll Go is just like this
because of the story
unnamed
of
boy.
OJ.
This unnamed boy in like really wacky locations. Like there's no plot. There's not even really a character there.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the story's probably going to be about some young boy that wants to go on an adventure, but I don't know.
This,
I don't know. It might be like the Odyssey, just one of those like
I guess.
one of those types of stories, Finding Nemo, where a boy's just going on an adventure for some reason, and then I don't know,
It's
yada yada yada.
possible, but I don't know. This movie
J.J.
hasn't come-
Abrams, J.J. Abrams really likes doing stories about people with father issues, so maybe he's trying to find his dad or something.
But this movie doesn't come out for quite a few years.
Yeah,
Like,
is it live action or animated?
no, it's animated.
Of
All right,
course.
just confirming.
It's anime. Yeah. So this is John M. Chu's animated debut. So good on him.
Cool.
Speaking of animation, there was a bunch of Disney Plus news because Disney Plus Investors
Yep.
Day recently happened.
So,
we're not
I'm gonna
going
go-
over we're
I'm
not
gonna
going
go
over
rapid
we are
fire.
It's
not,
a
we are
long
not going
list.
over everything. We have
Okay. Have any of you guys seen any of the MCU trailers?
No.
All right.
No.
Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac has a really weird accent. She-Hulk. Yeah, it looks alright, I guess. Miss Marvel. I have zero opinions. All right. They are making a sequel to the 90s X-Men cartoon. I don't know if any of the people who worked on the 90s X-Men cartoon are working on it, but it's like the same continuity. We're also getting a new Spider-Man cartoon that's canon to the MCU, prequel, gonna explore his first years. Who knows? We might actually see Uncle Ben. They announced Loki season 2 and What If season 2. There's also making a Baymax TV show. Baymax, you've seen Big Hero 6. That's one of the Marvel things you've seen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kingdom
I've
Hearts,
seen-
going
I've-
back to that
I've s-
series.
I've seen like almost all of the MCU movies. It's just the TV shows. Other than WandaVision, I've not seen any of the TV shows.
Oh, okay.
I did see the trailer for the Baymax TV show. It looks cute. Looks cute.
Oh, there's a trailer. I didn't even notice that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's just like Baymax helping people out, you know.
They're making
as-
a
in
Hocus.
Baymax's own way.
Okay,
Carry on.
they're making a Hocus Pocus 2 with the original cast.
That's cool.
Yep, I never saw Hocus Pocus, so I have zero opinions
did.
on this.
I've seen Hocus Pocus. It's pretty good.
They show the Diary of a Wimpy Kid poster. The animation, the character designs look a little bit better on the poster. So
It's
Well,
because
it
they're
is a
not
still-
in motion.
It's a still image.
hell yeah. Okay. So you've seen WandaVision, right? That's what you
Mhm.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So they're giving Agatha her own show.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep. They're
I'll likely give it a look.
They're also making a Marvel Zombies TV show, so that's going to be pretty cool. Apparently, What If had like one episode that kind of teased Marvel Zombies, but now we're getting a full adaptation, hopefully. Or maybe just a continuation, who knows. Let's see, there's Zootopia Plus.
I do love Zootopia, so more
Yep.
of it is only a good thing.
We're getting more Ice Age, which is interesting because they shut the studio down, but I
Yeah,
guess
it's a spin-off movie about Buck.
yeah, Buck
Uh,
Broken.
I saw the trailer.
Buckhold. Okay. We finally got some news on Enchanted 2. Disenchanted. Oh, I got some more MCU news. They announced Secret Invasion, Echo, I Am Groot, Ironheart, so that's cool. And we're getting a Kenobi TV show, and they
With
showed
Ewan
some.
McGregor.
Yeah,
Nice.
well,
Oh.
that was already announced, but they're showing like they showed off some like concept art of Kenobi and Vader fighting, which is confusing because they shouldn't have met, but till Star Wars Episode 4, but whatever.
And that's it for Disney Plus. Any of
Looks
those
like yeah.
sound interesting, then keep a listen.
You got a lot of options to choose from, that's for sure.
some anime stuff. So they revealed the cast for the One Piece live action. You know what? The cast looks kind of solid, and they look pretty charming. Nami's actor in particular, seems pretty cool. She seems very excited. She's clearly a One Piece fan. I don't think the show is going to be good because I have no idea how you could possibly do One Piece in live action, but the cast seemed cool, so I don't know, might be worth a shot. And speaking of other live action anime adaptations, more Cowboy Bebop stuff.
Because
out...
it wouldn't be an episode of It's Always Sunny in Hollywood if we didn't bitch about Cowboy Bebop.
Well, we didn't
Yeah.
do that in our food fight episode, surprisingly.
I think we
Then
did actually.
then it doesn't count. Then it's not canon.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
There was barely any
Alright.
news for that one.
So for the Cowboy Bebop, they have been showing off some side-by-side comparisons, and everyone's just pointing out, why are you doing this to yourself? Everyone thinks the original looks better. And yeah, so they've been showing off some side-by-side comparisons, and it's just like it looks ugly, like they're sucking out the color, or they're poorly framing things. Like it's bizarre marketing choice to just make your show look bad. But yeah. Announced JoJo Part 6 is going to be coming onto Netflix early December, and they're gonna release the first 12 episodes. Looks like they're gonna be releasing it in parts, so just based off the length of the other JoJo things, it's probably gonna be released in 3 or 4 sections. So that's cool.
All right, so Nobody was directed by
Ilya Nishuler, who directed
right.
Hardcore Henry.
This is my jurisdiction. This is my.
Sorry.
Okay, but yeah, he did direct Hardcore Henry. He is also the founder of the indie rock band Biting Elbows. I have never heard of them before. But apparently he also directed several of the band's music videos. So
yeah,
he's got other directing experience.
This movie
was produced by the producer of the first John Wick. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce these names.
Yeah, it was also written by the guy who wrote all 3 of the John Wick's movies, Derek Kolstad.
And not really much to say about the production history of this movie, other than
shit.
What?
I looked at the producer list because I was curious about the John Wick thing, and I noticed Tobey Maguire is a producer on this movie.
Wait, really?
What?
Spider-Man produced this movie. That's cool.
I'm on the
Bob
Wikipedia
Odenkirk,
page.
obviously.
I'm on the Wikipedia page. I do not see Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I don't see his name either.
I'm on the Letterboxd page, which lists, I guess, a bit more information.
Let me look this up. Nobody, Tobey Maguire. Producer. Holy crap! Yeah, executive producer. Wow, I was not expecting that.
Spider-Man got hands. All right, cool.
Anyway, something interesting. Not much to say about the production history of this movie, but there is one interesting thing to note. This movie was originally set. STX was originally going to distribute it, but it moved to Universal after the studio signed a deal with David Leitch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed a deal with him due to how well production of Hobbs and Shaw went, as well as the success he had with movies like Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2. So they're like, hey, you got good stuff. You bring in the cash. Let's bring you in.
Wait, but David Leitch didn't direct those movies.
No, he directed Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2.
No, he didn't. David Leitch... He did?
Yes, he did. I did my research.
I thought he was the dude that directed the John Wick movies.
No, he produced John Wick.
Yes, he did direct Atomic Blonde.
He didn't...
Shit, my bad.
I've done my research. Have you done yours?
No, because I thought there was I remember hearing that there were 2 people that directed John Wick, but I guess not. Guess it was only Chad Stahelski.
So, is nobody any good? We're about to find the fuck out. Plot synopsis. Alright, so Bob Odenkirk plays Hutch Mansell, who's a completely average Joe with a 9-to-5 office job, a lovely wife, 2 kids, and a nice house. But one night his house is broken into and he fails to stop the robbers, leading everybody to think that he is a failure. But when he realizes that the robbers have stolen his daughter's kitty cat bracelet, he sets out to get it back. And on his excursion, he notices a girl being harassed by some thugs and beats all the thugs half to death. But it turns out that one of those thugs was the brother of a Russian mob boss who decides to target Hutch as his revenge. And thus, he gets pulled into a whole crazy thing with a lot of guns and violence and cars flipping over and kick-assery of all that sort.
So, this one movie has a pretty interesting cast. So, we got obviously Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman, Tim and Eric,
Christopher Lloyd,
Mr. Show,
RZA.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd, he shows up towards the end. We got
Christopher Lloyd appeared sporadically throughout. It wasn't just the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the end is like his most important contribution. Then we got Connie Nielsen, who shows up in a couple of big movies. We also got Michael Ironside. So that was pretty cool to see him again. I haven't seen him in a while. RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan shows up, which is kind of funny. Yeah, those are the big actors. Anyone else you recognize? The director had a brief cameo. We got an actress named Megan Best. I just thought that was a funny last name. And yeah, so pretty solid cast, I feel like most people just want to see this movie because they want to see Bob Odenkirk kick ass, and well, they delivered there.
Absolutely. I gotta say, this is probably the most violent movie I've seen in some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this movie is. I wouldn't say it's as violent as the John Wick movies, but it feels a little bit more. The action's slightly more grounded than the recent John Wick movies, so I'll say.
I think the bus scene is all you really need to
Oh,
get a
oh my god,
grasp on.
the entire bus scene, that whole thing is like, oh my god. And it just keeps building, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like when he stabs the guy in the leg with a knife and then kicks it, I winced.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny watching this and then Shang-Chi shortly after because Shang-Chi also had a bus scene, but it was obviously like a G-rated version of the bus scene here. So I'm like, just kind of contrasting.
Also, before we continue, I just want to preface by saying I have not seen any of the John Wick movies, so I'm not looking at this. I'm kind of looking at this on its own. Whereas Red, I assume you're going to be making a lot of John Wick comparisons.
The only real comparison I'm gonna make is just like some of the sort of secret society stuff that's like kind of a parallel, and I'll say I think John Wick, his motivation for the movie was a bit stronger. This one it kind of felt like just kind of an excuse for action. When John Wick it made more sense, but overall, like I don't know, it's a very simple story. It's really not like worth making all that many comparisons. I will say I do like John Wick a bit more, all of them a bit more, but you know, it's still very good. Like I'd give the John Wick movies like 8 out of 10s. This one I give like a 7 out of 10. Like who cares? Not
I'd say
good.
overall this movie was pretty kick-ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this movie came out this year, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, back in March. So
yeah.
Our most
did you guys
recent movie.
see it when it came out?
What? No, I did not. I saw like advertisements for it, and I saw posters, but I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't check it out.
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it when it came out. So
now, first movie I saw in theaters since the pandemic started was In the Heights, and that was in June.
First one I saw was Fast and Furious 9, which is another action movie. I'll say this movie is much more realistic in their action compared to Fast and Furious 9. So yeah, what'd you think of the performances overall from Odenkirk?
I'll be honest, I have not really seen much stuff with Bob Odenkirk. Like I've never seen Better Call Saul, which is probably his most famous role.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, he's a pretty good actor.
I haven't seen anything that he's been in before, but for this movie by itself, I think he did a good job.
Okay, well, I am a huge Bob Odenkirk fan. I've been a fan of him since he was a comedian. So, a little brief history on Bob Odenkirk is he started off as a sketch show comedian with him and David Cross, who you would probably best know him for Arrested Development or the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. Yeah, so those two used to be a comedic duo who had a sketch show called Mr. Show, which also briefly got a revival on Netflix for one season. Anyway, after that, he produced Tim and Eric stuff, so he showed up in Tim and Eric for a bit. And then he got cast in Breaking Bad as Saul Goodman, and then he became a dramatic actor since there, when the spin-off Better Call Saul. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of all his work. I'd recommend all of it. And this role is honestly completely different from any role he's done before too. So like he's got a lot of range because he kind of plays like kind of a shabby like normal dude. I appreciate he actually did some of the stunts on himself.
Yeah.
And you can tell too. He really commits to a lot of this, and it's pretty good.
I do like how he's not like a perfect action movie star. Like he gets seriously hurt. Like when like on the bus when he first starts, he's like getting like his ass handed to him because like he has not done this in a while, and he's like fumbling over and stuff. But he eventually picks himself back up.
To be fair, that is a trait they did lift from the John Wick movies. That's initially why John Wick was so praised because the dude gets the complete shit beaten out of him.
Every punch only makes him stronger.
Yeah. I think that's actually a clever directing trick because apparently one of the reasons they make the characters get so beat up to shit is because these actors are a bit older, so they're not as fast as they would be if they were younger. So them being like, all right, so if we show them getting injured and stuff, that's like an in-universe reason for why some of the moves may be a bit clumsy. So you just naturally don't even think about the fact. I'm like, that's a clever way to disguise it while actually adding, layers to the film.
I was just gonna say, I was actually surprised. There were a few moments in this movie that I actually thought were pretty funny. Like some intentional, some unintentional. Like I like in the beginning when like the robbers are at his house and they're like, "Give me all your money." He's like, "It's all in there. This is it." I use a debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was
Also,
more funny than I thought it would be. I mean,
Yeah,
it is
also-
serious for the most part, but it does have a comedic angle.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it makes sense because again, Odenkirk is a comedian, so
yeah. Also, when the mob boss sees all his henchmen at the hospital and he throws a chair at them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, one more thing. One other detail I loved is that this movie, like during like the action scenes and everything, like they have like this like music, they have like music playing over it, and then like they always end by like abruptly stopping the music.
Mhm.
Like when they're in the car and like they hit the sign, like the music just cuts out and you cut to a shot of the car just flying slowly in midair.
All right.
I don't know.
nice.
This movie has a lot of moments where like the music just cuts out. But like it works. It works.
Yeah.
The soundtrack overall was really good too.
Yeah. Let's see. What did you think of Christopher Lloyd and RZA?
All right,
I mean,
I
it's
got
always-
some
it's
things
al-
about Christopher Lloyd that I want to share. I never
Alright.
thought him walking in the middle of a battlefield with a shotgun and him having the most gleeful expression he could possibly make. That just brings an unexplainable amount of joy to me.
Yeah.
It's always great seeing Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, and it's wild. This is like he hasn't done anything for like a good time. This is basically him coming out of retirement. So RZA also played sort of minor role. He played the brother
Hutch's brother. Yeah, Hutch's brother.
Harry Mansell.
Who you don't see until the very end of the movie.
I'm so he actually did like a pretty good job, which is impressive considering he's not really an actor. He's best known for being in the Wu-Tang Clan.
I don't think he's as stand out as
Yeah,
Kirk and
yeah.
Lloyd, but
I honestly don't really have much to say. Since he didn't really have a huge presence. But
Fair enough.
I thought it was good.
What do you think of the villain?
I want to say he's intimidating, but at the same time, Bob's character always somehow gets the upper hand against him. He was good in terms of like his acting performance. That was fine. It's just as a villain,
Yeah, I felt he was just kind of
He's not intimidating.
serviceable. He wasn't like a real standout villain. Like I don't even really remember much about him.
Yeah, like he got the job done, but he's not the most memorable part of the movie.
Yeah, because I was thinking about this other movie like Jack Reacher, which is kind of like a similar thing, but the villain there was like he was memorable even though he wasn't like there much. But here I was like, it was all right. Like even the John Wick villains I remember a bit more. Overall, this is a solid, fun movie. Feel like everyone could enjoy it.
Also,
Yeah, if you just wanna see-
I definitely got to give credit to like the makeup and blood like department because
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
looked all very
that all
real.
yeah
After
all
the
was
explosion in the final
top-notch.
fight,
Yeah,
yeah
everything looked very real.
yeah I do have a one little nitpick though. I had it in my notes somewhere. Where was it? Oh yeah. There was one moment after Hutch is done making breakfast and he heads to work, the scars on his face disappear, and then when he goes to the barbershop, they're back on his face.
Ah,
So I'm like,
Okay.
oh, you got a continuity error there. But like, it's no big deal, but I did notice it.
yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so overall, what would you say of this movie as a whole?
I had a good time with it. I think it's really good.
this was an 8
All
out of
right,
10.
Give this
A
positive
little
recommendation,
ridiculous here
7 out
and
of 10.
there. It did remind me a little bit of Baby Driver, but
A little bit,
more
yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Like in what regard?
Well, there is like that one like car chase.
Okay. Now I was thinking more of like how it's kind of like a very simple, loose story, but like it's got really great action.
Honestly, it kind of reminded me of The Incredibles, but it's also nothing like The Incredibles at the same time.
I don't
I
really
mean,
see the comparison.
Odenkirk
with
was
that.
in Incredibles too, so
What?
Odenkirk was in Incredibles too.
Oh yeah, he was. Actually, speaking of Incredibles and family and all that, I do kind of wish we saw a little bit more of Hutch with his family, since he did want to spend more time with them. But
Yeah.
like for like the entire third act, like they're nowhere.
Fair enough. Nobody
Like-
too. This time he teaches his kids how to fight.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason for that. The stakes were getting higher. Like he was
I
actively
mean,
being hunted down by the
technically,
Russian mob.
yeah,
I get it, but
he technically was with his family, like just not his wife and kids, his dad and brother.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wish he was with his wife and kids a bit more because he did want to connect with them. But after he makes them lasagna, they drive off.
So overall, I'd give this movie like a 7 out of 10. I'd probably put it, rank it around where I put Invisible Man.
This felt like a very short episode.
Yeah, it was. There wasn't really a
I
whole
mean-
lot to say.
Yeah, it's just like a solid action movie. Let's see if you like this movie. Oh wait, well first,
Obviously John Wick.
yeah, check out John Wick, Jack Reacher, and I'm sure there's like a couple Hong Kong action movies, like Hard Boiled. You probably like that. And I guess
Actually,
Baby Driver.
I have one
Is,
more note. I have one more note I want to say.
Yeah,
The final act of this movie is basically an R-rated Home Alone,
yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
like with all the traps and everything. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
As you were.
So John Wick, Jack Reacher, I guess Mission Impossible because Tom Cruise also does his own stunts there. So if you want to see people do their own stunts, I'd recommend Invisible Man and Upgrade because just for some reason these two movies kind of remind me of it. And I guess Hardcore Henry since the director did that too. All right, so I guess it's my turn to recommend for next
It
week.
is your
Yep.
turn, Red. What do you got?
Well, I'll just go off the list that I was gonna go off last week. So I was thinking about recommending the Akira Kurosawa movie Throne of Blood. We haven't done much foreign stuff in a while. This is an older movie, and we're talking about a good director. Yes, adaptation of Shakespeare, which is pretty cool. I decided to pick one of his shorter samurai movies instead of Seven Samurai, which is like 3 hours plus long. So, yeah, this one's just a 2 hours short, normal length movie, Throne of Blood, by Akira
Alright.
Kurosawa.
I'll be honest. I really thought you were gonna recommend Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because you said you wanted a Thanksgiving movie.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest.
Last week.
I did not think of one, so I was just going off looking at my list and being like,
That's
oh,
fine. That's fine.
yeah.
That's just.
I was
what
tempted to do
expecting.
Die Hard with the Vengeance, but I figured, 2 action movies in a row. Nah, I'm gonna do something different.
Fair enough.
Oh
Well,
shit!
what?
There's one thing I want to talk about briefly, because I
What?
completely forgot about it. The Dexter revival just started, so if you're a fan of Dexter, he's back, and this time with better writing because they got the creator of the Good Seasons to return, so that's cool.
Well,
let's
Christmas
see.
time is coming up, so we can start recommending some holiday stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I
of
know a couple
Christmas
of good
movies I like.
shitty movies for Christmas.
Yeah, maybe I can recommend Black Christmas, which is the first slasher movie.
How could we forget the classic Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
Oh, hell yeah. Nah, I legit actually kind of like that movie, though, because I grew up with it. Alright.
So next time, Throne of Blood.
Yep.
Not Game of
Nine-
Thrones.
Yeah, 1957. It's black and white.
So this is our oldest one?
Probably. No, we went from our newest to our oldest. Nice little parallel, I guess. We're a bunch of nobodies. Hey, gabagool. There, that's the end.